State. These starting lineups have been introduced to the crowd here at the Rhodes House, which continues to file in. Will fill up as the afternoon and evening goes along. The starters are presented by Chick-fil-A. All Chick-fil-A locations in Alabama support Alabama softball. Here's the starting lineup for the Owls at Kennesaw State, who covered today's game with a record of 3-7 on a 2-game losing streak. They just lost a 10-inning, 1-0 affair to Indiana State. Faith Alexander, the shortstop, will lead things off with Stella Henry, the center fielder, batting second. Taylor Cates will play third base and bat third. Batting fourth is Desmond Payer, Anna Bailey. Kiara Cooper, the right fielder, will bat fifth. Caroline Jamaico, the first base, and bat sixth. Batting seventh and catching, Stacy Deputy. Mary Greg Anderson, the left fielder, will bat eighth. And Ty Hardiman, the second baseman, will bat ninth. And they'll face in the circle for the Crimson Tide, the left-handed senior from Kalamazoo, Michigan, the Michigan transfer, Lauren Essman. Essman on the year with a 2.03 ERA, a 1-0 record, making her fourth appearance and third start. She has one complete game. She's pitched 10 1/3 innings, giving up 10 hits, 3 runs all earned, 1 walk and 8 strikeouts, and sitting 283 against Essman so far in the year. And Lauren had a really good Clearwater invitation.
Yeah, she really did own the lefties for UCLA and then had that complete game victory over Indiana. I'm curious to see how she does here this afternoon against a Kennesaw State lineup that is righty heavy. You've got 6 of the 9 in that starting lineup that are righties, so Essman is going to use that curveball to run in on the hands, try and jam them, and it's all about the movement for her. Has to keep her nerves in control, make sure that her pitches are moving side to side like they should be.
So Faith Alexander will lead things off for the Owls. Stepping in the left-handed batter's box, and here comes the first pitch from Lauren Essman. Right in there for a called strike. Alexander batting 212 on the year. 7 of 33 with 3 runs scored, a triple, and an RBI. Was 1 for 4 with a strikeout against Indiana State.
Kennesaw really struggled offensively against the Sycamores.
The 0-1 fouled off 0-2.
And perhaps, you know, that's obvious when it's 1-0 in 10 innings, but, you know, Kennesaw had opportunities with people on base and just couldn't string together anything. It was a pretty impressive pitching performance by Indiana State. We'll see if Essman can continue to keep these Owl bats quiet.
The 0-2 pitch. This is a little high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Defensive alignment for the Crimson Tide. Hensley in left, Stevens in center, Pruden right, Prangy at third, DeHalen at short, Evelyn at second, Shipman at first, and Giles behind the plate. The 1-2. Inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A couple of interesting notes in that defensive alignment. One, Kinley Cahalan staying at short, and Callie Hevlin starting at second here today. And also, I talked to Allie Shipman before the game. She said the last time she started a game that really counted as a first baseman, probably her junior year in high school. 2-2 is lifted, and that's going to fall for a base hit in right field in front of Pruitt. She gets it in quickly, but it's a leadoff single for Faith Alexander.
Exactly what we were talking about, right? With the movement for Essman, this is a curveball that doesn't curve quite enough. Alexander actually doesn't hit it very well, but it just goes into that gap that you've got over and right. Pruitt was playing a little bit deeper than I would think against Alexander, and that allowed it to drop for the base hit.
Yep. Stella Henry. That's everything. Here comes the first pitch. Called strike. Umpires for today's game, Chris Neighbors is behind home plate with Eric Salgado. First base umpire, Jason Smith. Third base umpire. Henry batting 0-59 on the year, 1 of 17. 2 runs scored. Is 0 for 4 against Indiana State. The 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
But more on Allie Shipman over at first base. I was chatting with her as well, and she said, I should be used to this. Fielding ground balls is in the Shipman blood, with, of course, Madison being the All-American shortstop that she was at Tennessee.
The 1-1. Henry bunts this one. Prangy has it, and will throw to first. Have him covering to get the out. Moving second on sacrifice is Alexander.
Well done by this Alabama defense. Hevlin does have a lot of experience over at second base, even though I believe this is her first start in that position this year. That was where we mostly saw her last season, and she and Prangy already have that rapport. Pretty easily done by the Alabama defense.
So 1 out runner on second for the third baseman, Taylor Cates. Cates, senior, batting 308. First pitch. Called strike. 8 of 26 with 6 runs scored, 2 doubles, and 2 RBIs on the year for Cates. She was 1 for 4 for Kennesaw State against Indiana State, a game where in 10 innings, the Owls got 0 runs on 4 hits. The 0-1 pitch. Ground ball to Prangy at third. She'll look the runner back and throw to first for out number 2.
And that's a big out on Cates. That's their big bat. 2-time All-A-Sun, was all preseason team this year. And Tom, she's got a great eye. I was looking at those 10 walks this year. She's had 7 of those in the last 5 games. So to get her out and get her out quickly, a really good job there by Essman.
The first inning is presented by Barclay GMC of Tuscaloosa. For over 42 years, Barclay makes it easy. Online at barclaygmc.com. Renaya Bailey steps to the plate. And the first pitch. This is low for ball 1. Bailey batting .310 on the year, 9 of 29. 2 runs scored, a homer, and 4 runs driven in. Was 0 for 4 with a strikeout against the Sycamores.
Came in red hot, though, hitting .462 in her last 5.
1-0. Mid inside, 2-0. 2 outs with a runner on second. No score between the Owls and the Tide. First of 2 for Alabama here today. Second of 2 for Kennesaw State. The 2-0 pitch. Grounded to first. Shipman's there. She collects it, steps on the bag, and that'll do it for the Owls here at the top of the first.
Allie Shipman, first inning, has a ground ball hit in her direction. Really well done. Not freaking out. She's been around a time or 2 in this sport, Tom, and a good job by Essman recovering after that leadoff single for a clean inning.
For the Owls in the first, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We played a half inning. Kennesaw State nothing. Alabama coming to bat here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
By now, your daily routine is probably a little too routine. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to start playing by your own rules and escape the routine so your fantasy becomes reality? Where every night is an adventure, where new flavors are ready to be tasted, where it feels like you're a winner. Take a chance. Reward yourself. Make your routine anything but routine. Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and windcreekcasino.com.
Barclay Buick GMC Cadillac is a local family-owned dealership in Tuscaloosa. Barclay has an award-winning service department, a state-of-the-art body shop, and a beautiful showroom waiting to welcome you. And BarclayGMC.com opens our online showroom to you. Do what thousands of satisfied customers have already done. Get your new car, truck, or SUV from Barclay Buick GMC Cadillac, keeping Crimson Tide fans on the road for over 42 years.
Roll Tide. You're listening to Alabama Softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
Welcome back to Tuscaloosa. We move to the bottom of the first inning. No score between Kennesaw State and Alabama. And here is the Chick-fil-A starting lineup for the 6th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide, who enters today's game with a record of 7-2 on a 4-game win streak. Shortstop Kinley Cahalan will lead things off with a third baseman Ashley Prangy batting second. Allie Shipman playing first and batting third. Batting fourth, the second baseman Callie Hevlin. Larissa Pruitt, the right fielder, will bat fifth. Jordan Stevens, center fielder, batting sixth. Lauren Essman, the pitcher, bats seventh. Marley Childs catching, batting eighth, and Faith Hensley, the left fielder, batting ninth. They're facing the circle for the Owls, the right-handed senior from Kennesaw, Georgia, Melanie Bennett. Cahalan steps in, and here comes the first pitch from Bennett. Fouled away for strike 1.
Yeah, Melanie Bennett, the 2021 A-Sun Freshman of the Year, a 3.33 ERA this year, 2-1 record, 6th appearance, 4th start, 21 innings, 20 hits, 12 runs, 10 earned, 7 walks, 20 Ks. Opponents hitting .238 against Bennett. Give you a scouting report in just a minute.
The 0-1 pitch. Cahalan takes it for a called strike on the inside corner, 0-2.
So low to mid 60s. She'll work a curveball, a screwball, a changeup. She will mostly work away, and so I'm actually a little surprised she came inside to Cahalan right there, the second pitch of the at-bat.
The 0-2 to the freshman. That's going to be lined just foul down the left field line, 0-2, as Cahalan tried to extend her hit streak to start her career to 10. She's sitting at 9 right now, which is second only to Haley McClinney, who had a 12-game hit streak to start her career in Alabama history.
Who?
Yeah, pretty good company. You're in between Kelly Kretschmann and Haley McClinney. The 0-2 is high and tight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Overall, Cahalan batting .333, 9 of 27, 9 runs scored, 2 doubles, 2 homers, and 7 runs driven in. And was 1 for 3 with an RBI and a walk against Sanford on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's just found a way to be super solid in this spot.
1-2 is outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, if you look at the stats, they're not super flashy. You know, 333, 7 RBIs, but when the hits have come, when she's gotten on base, she's just clutch.
Exactly 1 hit a game.
Yeah.
It's quick math there.
Consistent.
Yes, but she's been on base a lot. The 2-2 fouled away. We'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. First inning presented by Barclay GMC of Tuscaloosa. For over 42 years, Barclay makes it easy. Online at barclaygmc.com. Defensively for the Owls, Anderson in left, Henry in center, Cooper in right, Cates at third, Alexander at short, Hardiman at second, Shinaiko at first, and Deputy your catcher. 2-2 is inside, almost hits her. Count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Cahalan.
That's interesting. In all the film that I watched on Bennett, I really didn't see her come inside all that much, but twice here on the 17-year-old, who is absolutely hugging the batter's box right now. She's right up at the plate.
Payoff pitch. Cahalan with a fly ball to left, and that's going to be down. Unable to make the catches, MG Anderson left, and Cahalan's on second. I think Anderson got that one caught up in the wind. See how it's scored. It is going to be a base hit for Kinley Cahalan, and that'll extend the hit streak to 10.
Well, there you go. Yeah, we haven't done the weather report. We will in just a moment, but it is quite windy and it's blowing in. So Anderson was not only fighting a ball that was tailing away from her, but also was being pushed by the wind. And Cahalan, you know, not the prettiest hit, but you'll take it.
It's a double for Cahalan, and now Ashley Prangy steps to the plate. Prangy batting .379, 11 of 29, 8 runs scored, 4 home runs, and 11 RBIs. She was 0 for 2 with a walk against Sanford. The 1-0, right in there for a strike, 1-1.
Hit .273 in the Bama Bash a year ago with 4 RBIs and a home run. Typically, compared to the Crimson Classic, the Bama Bash is the one where the offense is really rocking and rolling, although usually it's not this cold.
The 1-1, misses low and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. So we'll go ahead and give you that weather report. Today's weather report brought to you by the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app. Keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play. 61 degrees at first pitch under cloudy skies, wind blowing in at 7 miles an hour. 2-1 is popped up, foul ground, first base side, underneath it and making the catch. And Shinaiko for out number 1. Prangy got underneath that one. But 61 degrees, but it feels much chillier than that to me.
Yeah, and like I was saying, doesn't it always feel like normally the Bash is the one where it's sunny and 75, and then the Classic is where we are bundled up, as I try and speak? Are we at the Mambo? What's going on?
Allie Shipman steps in. Nowhere near that cold. The first pitch in there for a called strike. Shipman batting .440, leads the team in batting average, 11 of 25. 3 runs scored, 5 doubles, 5 RBIs. Had a pinch hit RBI single against Sanford, went 1 for 1. Grounds this one to third, though. Stopped by Cates. The throw is in time, and there's 2 away.
Well, last year, Allie Shipman owned the Bama Bash, hit .500 with 9 RBIs, but not the start she was looking for. As right now, Alabama, I think, is swinging at the right pitches for Bennett, but not a ton of solid contact thus far.
Yeah, mishitting it at this point, as Callie Hevlin now will step in. Right-handed hitting. First pitch. Waved at and missed. First strike 1. Hevlin batting .350. 7 of 20 with 4 runs scored, 2 homers, and 6 runs driven in. Got the day off on Wednesday.
And you want to talk about players doing their jobs. Callie Hevlin in the last 6, so basically Clearwater, just 2 for 12.
The 0-1 is high, 1-1.
But those 2 were so gigantic. I mean, we talked a lot on the podcast, on the air, about how big that 2-run homer was against UCF. And something we've just talked all the time about, it's not the amount of hits, it's when you get them. And Callie Hevlin made the most of her 2 in Clearwater.
The 1-1, squares around to bunt and bunts it foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alabama leads the all-time series against Kennesaw State 1-0. The only previous meeting between the Tide and the Owls came at the Troy Subway Invitational in 2014, a 6-0 Alabama win. Alabama 46-1 all-time against the Atlantic Sun Conference.
You're gonna make me guess the one?
I am. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, but unfortunately not right now.
Oh no.
As that'll do it for the Tide. Here in the first inning, leadoff double by Kinley Cahalan, but cannot get any further than that. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left. But he played an inning, and stop me if you've heard this before here at the Bama Bash. It's still 0-0 between the Tide and the Owls here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Marty Lyons. When I come to Taco Casa, I always order the 2 and 2. 2 Sanchos, 2 enchiladas.
And I'm Wilkin Forby. And when I come to Taco Casa, I always order the Fantastic Four. 4 Sanchos, 4 enchiladas, 4 tacos, and 4 burritos.
Taco Casa is always made with the finest ingredients and made fresh when you order. So whatever the size of your appetite,
There's always something delicious waiting for you here at Taco Casa.
Taco Casa under the biggest cactus in town.
As weather changes here in West Alabama, Adams Heating and Cooling, the professionals that you trust, it's our good friends at Adams Heating and Cooling. Don't forget about the Express Comfort Priority Services membership. Your chance to save a ton of cash, no cost to join. Membership is free. Express Comfort Priority Services membership, your chance to save on all repairs, today's repair and the future repairs. No overtime charges on weekends and holidays, no hassle guarantee. Adams Heating and Cooling. 205-872-0045.
You're listening to Alabama Softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
The second inning is presented by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, brewed locally in Alabama and served to fans across the Southeast. We move to the top of the second inning, still scoreless between Alabama and Kennesaw State. Due up for the Owls here in the second, Cooper, Shemako, and Deputy. 5, 6, 7 against Lauren Essman in the circle for the Crimson Tide. Both teams got a hit in that first inning, but the pitchers responded to keep those runners from coming in to score. So what has been a day dominated by pitchers, we've seen 2 1-0 games before this ball game between the other teams in the Bama Bash, continues at least through 1 inning of this one.
Yeah, and I think, you know, when you've got a day like that, when that just seems to be the vibe, the most important thing is solid defense, making sure that you avoid any mishaps in the field. We saw an uncharacteristic defensive game from Alabama on Wednesday as some people were shifted around. You'll for sure want to avoid that when Kennesaw State puts it in play.
Kiara Cooper leading things off, right-handed hitting right fielder. First pitch. Line back up the middle, and that's down for a base hit. Not hit extremely hard, but right back up the middle gets Cooper on, and another leadoff single for the Owls here in the second inning.
Yeah, not hit hard at all, but really low, so there was no chance for Jordan Stevens to try anything, try to pull some diving catch magic. And also, I think a little aided by the wind there, that kind of shut that one down into the grass. And another leadoff hit for Kennesaw.
That brings up Caroline Shemako. First pitch, she squares around to bunt. Puts the bunt down and unable to make the catch is Shipman. And Essman picks it up but has no play. And now what looked off the bat like it could be possibly a pop-up double play ends up being a base hit for Shemako. And now runners on first and second with nobody out. I think it'd be a base hit. We'll see how it scored.
Yeah, yes, it is a base hit. And man, you're exactly. I thought that was going to be a double play, and somehow Shipman just didn't catch it. And then Essman just had too far to run to try and track it down. I would expect to see the Owls lay one down again here with Deputy.
Deputy does square around to bunt and bunts it foul. No balls and 1 strike. The Owl catcher batting .250. 7 of 28 with 6 runs scored. Double, a triple, and 5 RBIs on the year. Was 1 for 4 against Indiana State earlier today. Squares around to bunt again, and that bunt is down. Prangy has it and will throw to first to get the out. Runners move to second and third on the sacrifice.
Much more like it. Again, we talked about Prangy and Heblin. They've got that relationship. And now it's going to be on Essman yet again to battle through this tough inning. We've seen her do it before. Indiana had the bases loaded with nobody out, and we're held scoreless. See how Lauren does.
That will bring up Mary Gregg Anderson. First pitch to the lefty. Pulls back the bunt, takes a called strike. And if you're thinking, that name sounds familiar.
I've heard of her.
Yes. She started her collegiate career here at the University of Alabama. Only got to play about a month and a half, though, because that was in 2020. Then went JUCO and then ended up going to Kennesaw State, where she's now a starter. The 0-1 pulls back the bunt, takes a called strike, 0-2.
And has had a pretty good run with the Owls. Last year, as I was tracking them due to some, FGCL stuff, she was leading off a good bit early on in the year.
Batting 182 this year, 2 of 11 with 2 runs scored and an RBI.
Making her 39th start with the Owls.
The 0-2 high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Was 1 for 3 against Indiana State earlier today. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 2 runners in scoring position for Kennesaw State as they're trying to strike first. 1 out here in the top of the second. 1-2 pitch, and that's soft liner caught by Ashley Prangy, and there's 2 gone. Tried to do the chip shot there on the slab, but couldn't get enough air underneath it. Prangy made the easy catch. Lauren Essman trying to do what she does, Gray.
Yeah, and first off, this is classic Lauren Essman, as I've talked about often, but also I love going to the changeup right there. Why did a chip shot not work? Because Anderson was basically already running up the first base line by the time the ball got there because it was coming in so slow at that off-speed mark.
Now we'll bring up Ty Hardiman, right-handed hitting. First pitch, fouled away for strike 1. Hardiman batting 160, 4 of 25 with 3 runs scored, a triple and 4 RBIs on the year. It was 0 for 3 against Indiana State earlier today. 200 down the lines, 220 to straightaway center field here at the Rhodes House. 6-foot wall all the way around in the outfield. The 0-1 comes in high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Patrick Murphy, the head coach of the Crimson Tide in his 25th season. An Alabama head coaching record of 1,200 victories, 335 losses, a 782 winning percentage for the Hall of Famer.
That's such a clean line.
It's really nice. Aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
The 1-1 comes in, and that gets a good piece of Hardiman on the either left elbow or left tricep. Doesn't feel good, you can tell. And now the Owls have the bases loaded with 2 outs. And we'll see if Hardiman's able to continue. She's taking a stroll down that right field line. Give me a chance to finish off the Alabama coaching staff. Associate head coach is Allison Habits, the pitching coach Lance McMahon, Ryan Iamurray, the volunteer assistant, coordinator of player development Adam Arbor, director of softball operations is Jaden Spencer, Casey Tinka's an athletic trainer, strength and conditioning coach Michelle Diltz, sports information director Nathan Sheehan, video director Scott Moyer, and the equipment manager is Stu Moore. Kennesaw State, their head coach is Trip McKay, assistant coach P.J. Brunn, the other assistant coach is Bree Dickey, volunteer assistant Crystal Hampton. So with 2 outs, bases loaded, Faith Alexander steps in. She had a single her first time up. First pitch. Just misses outside for ball 1. Alexander, a graduate from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Still a little surprised at the depth for Pruitt out in right. I would take a couple steps in after that last base hit.
1-0, way got it missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Alabama wearing the all dark gray uniforms today. Dark gray jerseys with Alabama and script crimson across the chest. Gray pants, crimson socks. The 1-1. Slapped, and it will fall foul into the Bama dugout. 1-2. Kennesaw State wearing the all-white uniforms, white jerseys with Kennesaw State in gold across the chest, gold sleeves, white pants with black and gold socks.
See if Essman goes to that curve running away from Alexander right here.
1-2 pitch, that was high, 2-2. The 2-2. Popped up foul. It will get out of play. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Bases loaded. No scored on top of the second. Alabama takes on Southeastern Louisiana next as the Easton Bama Bash continues. First pitch is scheduled for 6:30, or roughly 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. We'll be on the air either at 6:20 or 10 minutes before first pitch, whichever comes first. I think we might be a little bit delayed.
Yeah, probably.
The 2-2. That one's slapped. They'll go home with it. And the tag is not in time. Coming in to score is Cooper. And Kennesaw has the 1-0 lead.
Well, Ashley Prangy was asking if Giles had her foot on the
that's a force out
on
home.
the plate. It's a force opportunity.
Yeah, Giles did a swipe tag, but it was a force. Prangy did a great play, charging in, scooped it with her glove, and just threw it with her glove to Giles, who had come out to start to field it, but then realized she needed to be at home and was actually out in front of home plate, which also tries to eliminate obstruction, and must not have had her foot on the plate.
I thought she was a little bit up the line, but all in all, just kind of in between there, and a real tough luck run against Essman, who was pitching well in that at-bat against Alexander.
That's an RBI fielder's choice for Faith Alexander. The first pitch to Stella Henry is low for ball 1.
And these aren't really defensive miscues, but as I talked about coming into the inning, it's not super clean by Alabama here in this frame. No official errors, but not quite 100% what you want to see.
1-0. Just a bit outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Henry laid down a sacrifice her first time up. Freshman from Trenton, Georgia. Trying to add to what is now a 1-0 Kennesaw State lead with 2 outs in the top of the second. The 2-0 pitch. There's a strike. 2-1. Elsewhere on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, Alabama baseball Tide hosting High Point instead of going to Malibu this weekend.
What everyone dreams of.
Tough scene there. The 2-1 is in the dirt and it gets away from Giles. The runner comes in. She's going to be out at home trying to score. Nice play by Giles. The ball bounced right back to her. Jamaica tried to score on the wild pitch, but Giles dove right in between her and the plate, made the tag, and got the out.
Yeah, really good job by Giles. You got to get lucky sometimes, too, with that ball not going too far away. And I'm a little bit surprised Shemako continued to go. I mean, it looked pretty obvious about halfway that she was going to be dead to rights, but I guess, you know, better to go for it than not, and Alabama finds a way to limit the damage. For the Owls in the second inning, they get 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. We move to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Kennesaw here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Excuse me, do you know the average time of 1 full inning at a Crimson Tide softball game?
10 minutes. Half hour? I think 45 minutes.
Actually, 1 inning in softball lasts about 15 minutes. Any idea how long it takes to complete a mortgage application?
An hour and a half.
Probably like 3 hours at least. It takes a couple days.
I'm going to go with 45 minutes.
Actually, at Assurance Financial, you can apply for a mortgage in less time than 1 inning. Find out more by visiting them at assurancemortgage.com. That's assurancemortgage.com. Equal housing opportunity, NMLS number 70876.
Yellowhammer Brewing is proud to sponsor the Alabama Crimson Tide. Yellowhammer Brewing has been crafting fine beers for the state of Alabama for 12 years running. Their beers include a variety of classic styles, including their latest release, Yellowhammer Gold, a light, easy-drinking American lager. These guys are local and doing great things for their community. You can find their beers at grocery stores, restaurants, and craft beer shops throughout the state. Check them out at yellowhammerbrewing.com. Make your next pint of Yellowhammer and roll Tide.
This is Alabama Softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
We head to the bottom of the second inning. Kennesaw State with a 1-0 lead over Alabama. Second inning is presented by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, brewed locally in Alabama and served to fans across the Southeast. Larissa Pruitt, Jordan Stevens, and Lauren Essman do up 5-6-7 against Melanie Bennett in the circle for Kennesaw State. The Owls were able to get a run to come in on a really close play at home, and then Alabama got another one, got the out and got out of the inning on a would-be wild pitch, but the ball bounced right back to Marley Giles. She made the tag of the runner, and Bama got out with only allowing 1 run.
And now you've got a chance to respond, a stat we always keep.
Larissa Pruitt takes the first pitch for a called strike.
4 of 15 on the response stat this year. That is scoring immediately after the opponent when given the chance to do so. Alabama did that on Wednesday against Samford. You'd love to have an answer here in the bottom of the second.
The 0-1, Pruitt fouls it off, 0-2. Pruitt, the left-handed freshman, batting .333, 5 of 15 with 4 runs scored, a double and 3 RBIs. Pruitt scored a run as a pinch runner against Samford yet on Wednesday. Which is down the count here, 0-2. The pitch, blown away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But I mentioned Alabama, because of weather out at Pepperdine, not able to make that trip, instead hosting High Point over at the Joe. Bama baseball, the Tide, the bottom of the 7th inning, has a 6-4 lead over High Point.
Why was High Point available? Were they not playing this weekend?
I guess. 1-2 is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So we'll keep up to date on that game and everything else going on in college softball here today. And there's a lot happening as part of our Mercedes-Benz of Tuscaloosa scoreboard updates. The 2-2. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Shop one of the largest selections of pre-owned vehicles at Mercedes-Benz of Tuscaloosa, a proud supporter of Alabama softball. Great. Lots going on.
Lots going on. Extra innings, the theme of the day. Arkansas has just walked off Drake, 4-3 in the 11th.
Oh. Payoff pitch. Pruitt back to the pitcher, Bennett. She knocks it down. Will make the throw just in time to get Pruitt for out number 1. As that one came back, looked like it hit Bennett either in the left shin. She might have got her glove down in front of it. Didn't field it cleanly, but had enough time to get to it. Made the underhand throw, and there's 1 down.
A couple others going on. Tennessee and South Florida just underway. Georgia is leading Cal Baptist 1-0, top 3 in Athens.
Jordan Stevens steps in. The first pitch fouled away for strike 1 to Stevens, who's batting .500 on the year, 3 of 6, with 2 runs scored, a double and 2 RBIs. Did not play Wednesday against Samford.
Also underway at the Mary Nutter, top 1, Texas A&M and Oklahoma tied at 0. Aggies have the bases loaded.
The 0-1 just misses inside, 1-1.
That would be fun.
Go for it.
Finals from today, Mississippi State.
As they say.
Yes. Mississippi State beat Tulsa 12-3. Tennessee demolished Michigan State 13-0.
The 1-1. Stevens lines this to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And she runs through first. Jordan Stevens is on with the base knock. And we talked to Coach Murphy in the pregame interview about how well she's been hitting lately and had that great game against Indiana, defensively especially. And just great to see her take advantage of opportunities when they're given to her.
Absolutely, and she got a heck of a meatball from Bennett right there. That was a curveball that kind of started over the plate, and Stevens able to get a hold of it.
Lauren Essman steps in. She pops up the first pitch, and it's going to be caught behind home plate. And Stevens got too far off first base, and she is doubled off. And what looked to be very, very promising immediately comes crashing down to the Tide here in a second.
That escalated very quickly, didn't it? Oh, man. Well, you didn't get a response. Alabama will have to clean it up a little bit going forward as Bennett is coming inside much more than I saw on film, Tom, and it's making these Alabama hitters get jammed just a touch.
So for the Tide here in the second, no runs on a hit, no errors, and no runners left on base. We played 2. Kennesaw leads at 1-0 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field.
Thinking of a new Jeep? Think Tuscaloosa Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Alabama's new and pre-owned Jeep headquarters. There's over 35 Jeep Wranglers available starting at $14,995. Lifted Jeeps, 2-door Jeeps, 4-door Jeeps, Sport Rubicons, and more. Not a Jeep guy or gal? They've got trucks, sports cars, all available at Tuscaloosa Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Alabama's Jeep headquarters, Ram truck headquarters, and of course a great selection of SUVs and sports cars. online at TuscaloosaCDJR.com.
Are you tired of your current job situation? Hey, this is Stephen Fikes with Elite Recruiting. Come check out our new location at 130 Hargrove Road or call us at 205-554-8013 and see what we can do to help you today.
Are you happy with your current job? Do you hate going to work? Hey, I'm Brooke Jones at Elite Recruiting. Call us at 205-554-8013. I've got the job you're looking for. We have administrative, industrial, and professional positions available. Elite Recruiting at 205-554-8013.
This is Alabama Softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
The third inning is presented by Bojangles. Download the new Bojangles app to bring the flavor to your next softball tailgate with chickens, biscuits, and fixings, all by ordering ahead on the convenient Bojangles app. It's Bo time, y'all. We head to the top of the third inning. Kennesaw State with a 1-0 lead over Alabama. Due up for the Owls here in the third, it will be Henry, Cates, and Bailey against Lauren Espin in the circle for Alabama. And here to take you through that third inning, I'll turn things over to my partner, Ray Robertson.
Thank you, Tom. Yes, the third inning has certainly been an inning that Alabama has played this year. We'll try and conjure up some magic. Real quick, I'll finish up the finals around the conference today. Georgia beat Hofstra 8-0. South Carolina's won 10 in a row. They beat Jacksonville 10-2. Florida bounced back against UC Riverside 7-0. They got no hit by UCLA last night. And Auburn destroyed Merrimack 12-0. Merrimack still looking for their first win of the year.
Merrimack, a softball team with uniforms and everything.
Yes. First pitch is in there for a strike to Henry, who laid down a sacrifice in the first inning.
And she was at the plate when Shemako was tagged out trying to advance from third on a wild pitch.
0-1 from Espin. She did go. Strike 0-2. Some scores going on right now around the country that are of note. Future Alabama opponent Texas leads Virginia Tech 5-2, bottom 4. And Arkansas, Arizona will be starting soon. 0-2 from Espin. Just outside 1-2.
Arkansas and Arizona splitting a doubleheader yesterday.
Yes, they did. Games coming up tonight: South Carolina, Mercer, Oregon State, Missouri, Mississippi State, South Alabama, Brown, Auburn, LSU, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, and maybe the biggest one, Kentucky, UCLA out at the Mary Nutter. Big chance for the Cats after beating Washington yesterday. The 1-2 from Espin is hit right to short. Easy for Cahalan. One down.
Kinley Cahalan, you say?
Oh, what?
Yes.
With her 75 assists and putouts against Samford on Wednesday. That brings up Taylor Cates, who grounded out in the first. As I talked about, though, this is the big bat in this Kennesaw lineup. First pitch, misses low and away for ball one.
We looked it up during one of the breaks. The one game Alabama has ever lost to an Atlantic Sun team, it was a matchup with Lipscomb, the only current ASUN member to have defeated Alabama.
1-0 to Cates, in there for a strike. 1-1. Nobody on, one out. Top of the third. 1-0 Kennesaw State. I knew that, by the way, of course.
Eventually.
Yeah, I would have guessed.
Right.
I know the teams in the ASUN.
Time to get Bellarmine on the schedule.
1-1 from Espin. Changeup is on the ground to second. Hevlin has to hurry. The flip is just in time to Shipman at first. I'll tell you what, Kennesaw State is putting him in play, Tom, and they're not doing so with much power. That was a slow roller if I've ever seen one.
It went right off the end of the bat, and it just was cued toward Hevlin, and I was with her. Like, off the bat, I thought it was going to be hit a lot harder than it was. And then, so she was kind of going parallel and then realized, oh my gosh, I got a charge to have a chance to get this one. She got in there and made a nice play. Knew she couldn't even transfer it to the bare hand. Did it all with her glove.
Now Brianna Bailey steps up with 2 outs and the base is clear. First pitch from Espin. Beautiful inside for strike one. Bailey is 0 for 1, grounded out over to Shipman in the first inning. We should say as well, Tom, welcome to everybody watching on the SEC Network feed as well. Hello, Kennesaw State fans.
You're listening to the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
That's right. The 0-1 from Esmond is high and away, 1-1.
Speaking of which, while we have a moment, let's take a look at Alabama softball on this date, presented by the Bryant Museum. Visit the new Alabama softball exhibit at the Bryant Museum this season, located on the UA campus just across from Coleman Coliseum. Open every day from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. except Mondays. Online at bryantmuseum.com.
1-1. Ooh, beautiful changeup. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Alabama 19-2 all time on February 24th, outscoring opponents 112-34. Last year, the Tide beat Louisiana 9-1 in 5 innings in Lafayette.
I remember that day very well.
Fondly. It was a good day, a good eating day.
Oh, yes.
It's tremendous.
Maybe a little tight in the booth, but whatever.
Yeah.
1-2 from Esmond. Rise high, 2-2.
We had chairs and internet, so I'm happy pretty much wherever we are.
The bar is not super high.
No.
And yet some do not clear it.
Red beans and rice was eaten. It was good.
Cornbread. The 2-2 from Esmond. Misses, full count, bases clear, 2 outs, still 1-0 Kennesaw State here in the top of the third. Esmond trying to get a clean frame.
And looking for her first strikeout.
Here's the payoff to Bailey. Called strike 3, got her on the inside corner. And that's a really strong third inning, Tom, from Lauren Esmond in the circle.
Didn't get that first strikeout, and it's brought to you by Tuscaloosa Ford. We'd like to thank Tuscaloosa Ford for providing transportation for the Crimson Tide Sports Network to all of this season's away games. Visit Tuscaloosa Ford for your next vehicle purchase. Roll Tide with Tuscaloosa Ford.
Let's go ahead and transport ourselves to the bottom of the third. Kennesaw State leads Alabama 1-0 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
We are DCH. We were built to protect and persevere, to help and to heal, to provide care that's as strong as this community. With steadfast dedication and hearts of gold, no matter what life throws at us, we've got you covered, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you back to what matters most, your life. DCH, champions for your health.
Hello there. My name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you know you're gonna get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
This is Alabama softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
The bottom of the third inning is presented by Bojangles. Download the new Bojangles app and bring the flavor to your next softball tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and the fixins, all by ordering ahead on the convenient Bojangles app. It's bow time, y'all. And it's go time for the Alabama offense. Here in the bottom of the third, Kennesaw State leading at 1-0, tied with 8-9-1 due up. Giles, Hensley, and Cahalan against Melanie Bennett, who has done a nice job thus far getting out of certain situations. 2 hits for the Crimson Tide, but they came in separate occasions in the first and second inning. So looking to string something together as Giles stands in. The freshman gets her first look in this game. The first pitch from Bennett is ripped by Giles, foul, putting a dent on the clubhouse. 0-1. Giles on the year, 4 for 7, a 571 average, 2 runs scored, an RBI. Unfortunately saw her career 1,000 OBP come to an end against Samford.
Really thought she was going to be able to keep that for her entire career.
That would have been great.
Yes.
The 0-1 to Giles, right down the heart, and she took it 0-2. This feels like an important game for Marley Giles. 0-2 from Bennett, fouled away. And I say that because obviously you don't want Allie Shipman catching every game, but you would love to have Giles as a hitting option as well. When she's in, you could always, of course, flex her and figure out how that'll work with Esmond hitting for herself. 0-2 to Giles, got a piece, fouled it back. Remains no balls and 2 strikes.
We've also seen a really good, a lot of chemistry in the battery between Lauren Essman and Marley Giles.
Yeah, the staff really likes that pairing. Another 0-2 from Bennett. High. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bennett's ready. The 1-2 to Giles is hit into the wind out and right. Moving up and making the catch is Cooper. 1 gone. Boy, that just hung up there for a year, didn't it?
Yeah, he thought off the bat it might have more distance than that, but got caught by the wind that is blowing straight in. And kind of a heavy air, heavy atmosphere as well.
Although this is normal for Faith Hensley, the Ball State transfer. She steps in the 9-hole. First pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1. Last year's MAC Player of the Year is hitting 182 this season. Trying to get things strung together. 2 for 11, 4 runs scored, an RBI. 0-1 from Bennett. Oh, and that hits her. So you'll take it. That'll increase the OBP. Faith Hensley, who was always a third to seal as well, is aboard on hit by pitch.
And I've noticed almost every Alabama batter has been right on top of the plate and, you know, in that corner, inside corner, both sides of the plate. So it's going to probably up the HBP numbers.
Here's Kinley Cahalan, who doubled in the first. That's lined out to left. That'll drop in front of Anderson. Hensley will stop at second. 1-out single for the 17-year-old, her first career multi-hit game. And Bama's got 2 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Got a perfect pitch for her to be able to kind of inside out it, go the other way. And hopefully, we thought maybe last inning ended up being derailed by that pop-up double play, but maybe we can get something going this inning with 2 on.
Here's Prangy, first pitch. A little low for ball 1. Prangy fouled out in the first. And Tom, I want to make a note. You know, I talked about it on the scouting report. Bennett mostly works away. I think that's why you're seeing Alabama right up there against the chalk line. And to Bennett's credit, she's come inside a little bit, but now starting to go away, and Alabama's hitting her. 1-0 to Prangy is popped up out to center. Henry runs in and makes the catch. 2 gone.
Got a good pitch there, but got under it.
But here comes noted first baseman Allie Shipman, who grounded out in the first. Runners on first and second, 2 outs, bottom 3. First pitch to Ship is hit and stopped by the third baseman Cates, who will tag out Hensley. Phenomenal glove work over on the hot corner, Tom, because that looked for all the world like it was going to get through.
Really hard hit and nice play there by Cates, and decided not to try to chance a throw, tagged out Hensley, and Bama leaves a couple more on.
Well, stop me if you've heard this before. No runs scored at all here in the 3rd inning. We go to the 4th. Kennesaw State still leading Alabama 1-0 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Marty Lyons. When I come to Taco Casa, I always order the 2-2. 2 Sanchos, 2 enchiladas.
And I'm Will Conformi. And when I come to Taco Casa, I always order the Fantastic 4. 4 Sanchos, 4 enchiladas, 4 tacos, and 4 burritos.
Taco Casa is always made with the finest ingredients and made fresh when you order. So whatever the size of your appetite,
there's always something delicious waiting for you here at Taco Casa.
Taco Casa, under the biggest cactus in town.
My friends think of me as a mover and a shaker. I win or place high in everything I do. So it just makes sense that I drive a BMW. Their engineering has always fascinated me. Powerful as a lion, fast like a cheetah, smooth and quiet as a kitten. With more innovations than any car in its class. If you're on your way up in the world, or you're already there, and think you deserve the best, stop by BMW of Tuscaloosa. Take a test drive and find out why they call it the ultimate driving machine. BMW of Tuscaloosa.com.
Roll Tide. You're listening to Alabama Softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
We go to the top of the fourth inning. Kennesaw State leading Alabama 1-0. The fourth inning is presented by DCH. DCH Health Systems has been providing quality and compassionate health care in West Alabama for nearly 100 years. DCH Health Systems are champions for your health and proud supporters of the Crimson Tide. Due up for the Owls here in the fourth. 5, 6, 7. Cooper, Shemako, and Deputy against Lauren Essman back in the circle. And Tom, the fourth inning has actually been the magic frame for Alabama this year, outscoring opponents 22-7. But of course, it all starts with a clean inning yet again from Essman here.
Yeah, you'll need to keep the Owls where they are and give the offense opportunity. They've threatened here last couple of innings, but haven't been able to get anybody across.
So I didn't help. Back to Tom Canterbury.
Thanks so much, Greg.
Sorry.
Kira Cooper steps in. The first pitch is in there for a called strike. Cooper singled and scored the only run of the game back in the second inning. Junior from Douglasville, Georgia. The 0-1. Away got a missed, 0-2. So far today, Essman, 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, no walks, and a strikeout. 47 pitches, 28 strikes. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A run on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left for Kennesaw. No runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left for the Tide. Bama baseball elsewhere in the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Top of the 9th inning. Alabama with a 9-4 lead over High Point. First of 3 between the Tide and High Point. The 1-2. Ooh, just misses a little inside. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. And that ball is well hit to right, but Pruitt is there now charging in. She makes the catch. For out number 1 is off the bat. Pruitt took a few steps back and then had to charge in with the wind blowing in as hard as it has all day right now. That will bring up Caroline Shemako. She singled her first time up. She was the runner who was tagged out at home, trying to advance on a wild pitch to end that second inning for the Owls. First pitch, a little bit high for ball 1. Jamaica, a sophomore from Sewanee, Georgia.
Scoreboard update, Tom. Bottom 1, A&M had the bases loaded, nobody out, struck out 3 times. Nicole May. Oklahoma's answered with 2 runs in the bottom of the first against the Aggies.
1-0, and that one's popped up on the infield. Shipman's there to make the catch, and there's 2 gone. If you're playing Oklahoma, you got to score when given the opportunity.
Bases loaded, nobody out. You got to get something. Yeah. Put it in play. I beg of you.
2 outs, nobody on now for Stacy Deputy. Kennesaw catcher. She sacrificed her first time up. First pitch. Called, strike 0-1. Deputy, a freshman from Houston, Delaware.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, the metropolis of Houston,
yes.
Delaware.
Where the Final Four is?
The 0-1. It's a ground ball on 2 hops a second. Heflin's there. The throw's in time, and that's just what the doctor ordered. Another clean inning. 1-2-3 by Lauren Essman.
Yeah, she is really settling in. I will say that ground ball might have been the hardest hit ball we've seen off of Essman thus far, and no trouble for Callie Heflin over at second. Really good top of the 4th.
The Owls go down 1-2-3. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still 1-0 Kennesaw here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The next time you need a medical imaging provider, go where the Tide goes. The radiology clinic just north of the river is the Tide's choice for all of their medical imaging needs. Our compassionate care, extended hours, easy parking, and convenient location make the radiology clinic a championship choice for all of your imaging needs. Visit us online at TuscaloosaRadiology.com or call 205-345-2000 to schedule your appointment.
The excitement of our championship teams is in full force.
But the battle against COVID-19 isn't finished, as the need to protect our community is still ongoing. I'm Jordan Battle.
And I'm Henry Toto. We're here to remind fans across Alabama to protect those around you by getting your COVID-19 vaccine and any boosters.
Free vaccinations are available for everyone 6 months and older at county health departments and in retail locations within your communities. Visit alcovidvaccine.gov for more information.
Stay safe and roll Tide.
Roll Tide. You're listening to Alabama Softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
Fourth inning is presented by DCH. DCH Health Systems has been providing quality and compassionate health care in West Alabama for nearly 100 years. DCH Health Systems are champions for your health and proud supporters of the Crimson Tide. We move to the bottom of the fourth inning. Kennesaw with a 1-0 lead over Alabama. Due up for the Tide here in the fourth, Hevelin, Pruitt, and Stevens, 4-5-6 against Melanie Bennett in the circle for Kennesaw State. She's gone 3 innings, giving up 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. 40 pitches and 27 strikes thrown by Bennett. You mentioned and when we were introducing her that she was the freshman of the year in the conference last year, and she's pitching like it right now.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
First team all-conference a season ago, Tom, and she's had success against SEC teams. A 3-5 all-time record against the conference. Do you know who all 3 wins are against?
Georgia?
Auburn.
Oh,
yes.
Even better. Kelly Evan will lead things off for the Tide here in the fourth inning. She struck out her first time up. Evan, the sophomore from Three Rivers, Michigan. First pitch. Called strike. Both teams with 3 hits, both teams with 3 runners left on base, but Kennesaw has the 1-0 lead. The 0-1, that's a bunt down the third base line. Well placed. The throw is going to be off the mark. Evelyn will now round first and head to second, where she will slide in safely. And Alabama gets things going here with a single and an error, putting the tying run in scoring position with nobody out.
And you love to see Hevelin, who has that capability, lay one down. I think Cates was a little bit torn. Do I look to see if this will roll foul, or do I come after it? Because of that, just everything was off kilter about that play defensively. And Hevelin immediately running to second. You're exactly right, Tom. A chance to have another magical fourth inning.
Lewis Pruitt steps in. She lays down a bunt. Well placed in front of the home plate. And the throw is going to be just in time from Deputy to get Larissa Pruitt at first, but moving over to third is Hevelin. There's one down.
Beautiful bunt. Beautiful throw from Deputy. I wish I could see a replay, though, because that was as bang-bang as it gets. Either way, though, you do the job.
So the sacrifice moves the runner to third with one out for Jordan Stevens. First pitch. High for ball 1. Stevens singled her first time up. It was doubled off on a, popped up on a hit and run. 1-0, that's a well hit ball to right. Making the catch is Cooper, tagging it from third. Coming in to score is Hevelin. And Alabama's tied it up with a sacrifice fly. RBI from Jordan Stevens. It's 1-1. That's another Bama Stuff, Bama RBI. When you're looking for the best Bama softball apparel, visit Bama Stuff. They have softball stuff and are the exclusive home to the Montana Fouts collection of t-shirts and jerseys. Visit them at BamaStuff.com or at their store location on the Strip, next to Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Great job by Stevens, just getting it out to the outfield. Easy play for Hevelin to come and score.
First pitch to Lauren Essman. That's a one-hopper to first. Making the stop and tagging the bag is Shimeko for out number 3. And Alabama ties things up here in the fourth. But that's all they can get done. A couple of sacrifices, manufacture the run, for the Tide here in the fourth. No run, or 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and no runners left. We played for 1-1 Alabama Kennesaw here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field.
The big man is bringing you his incredible live show, Trey Atkins. The Way I Want to Go Tour. Saturday, March 4th at Center Stage at Silver Star Convention Center. The party you don't want to miss. Tickets on sale now at PearlRiverResort.com.
Where the country girls at.
New album available now. Trey Atkins, The Way I Want to Go Tour.
When the game is over and it's time to return home, make it something you're proud of. New Floors To Go offers some of the finest selection of flooring. Just like Alabama Athletics, we don't settle for average. We offer the best products and services. At New Floors To Go, no project is too small or too large. New Floors To Go does everything from residential remodels to new construction and large commercial flooring projects. New Floors To Go is locally owned and operated and ready to serve you. New Floors To Go.
You're listening to Alabama Softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
We head to the top of the 5th inning. Alabama and Kennesaw State knotted up at 1, due up for the Owls here in the 5th. Mary Greg Anderson, Ty Hardiman, and Faith Alexander, 8-9-1 against Lauren Essman in the circle as I lose another taco hot sauce race.
Me too.
We both went taco. Hot sauce comes through. I'm not doing well in the taco hot sauce.
Well, I dropped to 2-2. Vibes were good. 2-0 start, and then a couple L's in a row.
I might be winless.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Alabama not winless, but they're tied right now with Kennesaw State. As we head to the top of the 5th inning. 5th inning is presented by Onward Reserve. Onward Reserve is the official apparel provider of the Crimson Tide Sports Network for all the great gear this year. Visit onwardreserve.com for all your golf and game day apparel. Live authentically with Onward Reserve. MG Anderson will lead things off. She popped out her first time up. First pitch, pulls back the bunt, takes a called strike. 0-1. Anderson, a senior from Athens, Alabama, as we mentioned. Started her career at the University of Alabama before transferring.
Yeah, really good to see her thriving here at Kennesaw State.
The 0-1 pulls back the bunt, 1-1.
We do have an update, Tom, from just down the road here in Tuscaloosa, which I have often called the Malibu of the state of Alabama.
Yes.
The Crimson Tide defeats High Point in baseball 9-4.
The 1-1 pitch puts the bunt down the first base line. Shipman's there, makes the throw to Heaven for out number 1. So we mentioned Allie Shipman playing her first game starting at first base in a real competitive game since high school. Just like a bike, she just picked up and rode it.
Yeah, I mean, beyond that little snafu on the bunt, which I actually didn't think was all that bad. It was just a weird bunt.
Yeah.
She has been pretty sharp over there at first, and she'll play there a decent amount this season.
First pitch to Ty Hardiman in there for a called strike. Hardiman was hit by a pitch her first time up. Sophomore from Covington, Georgia.
We'll go around the horn on some scoreboard updates in just a moment.
The 0-1 puts that bunt down the first base line. Giles is there, makes the throw, and unable to make the catch is Hevlin. The ball actually hit Hardiman on the back of the leg and might have kept that ball from going further away from Hevlin. And Hardiman's on first, and Patrick Murphy's talking to home plate umpire Chris Neighbors.
Could be a pitching change, could be a defensive switch, I don't know. I will say this, I don't know how that ball didn't hit Hardiman if she was running down the first base line. I mean, it was right in there toggling with the feet, but she was able to avoid it, and now we'll see what Patrick Murphy does have in store. It does look like it'll be a pitching change. Wonder if that means we'll see Shipman go behind the plate and Essman go over to first.
The pitching change is made. We'll take a timeout. Tell you about the new pitcher when we get back, as Patrick Murphy Making the call to the bullpen, you can make the call to keep your team healthy by getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Tide fans ages 12 and older are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine in Alabama. For more information, visit alcovidvaccine.gov. Back in a moment here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field.
Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. In this climate, you need guaranteed protection. You need Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. Termites attack the Centricon stations, exposing themselves to an agent that eliminates their entire colony. Upgrade from old-fashioned liquid service to the proven protection of Centricon and Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's today for a free evaluation.
Looky, looky, looky. Here comes Cookie. Cook's Pest Control.
By now, your daily routine is probably a little too routine. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to start playing by your own rules and escape the routine so your fantasy becomes reality? Where every night is an adventure, where new flavors are ready to be tasted, where it feels like you're a winner. Take a chance. Reward yourself. Make your routine anything but routine. Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and windcreekcasino.com.
Roll Tide. You're listening to Alabama Softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
With one out and one on, and the game tied up at 1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Patrick Murphy makes the call to the bullpen. Lauren Essman will give way to the player that was in the flex spot, Jayla Torrance.
Yeah, Torrance, a 4.67 ERA this year, 1-1 record, 5th appearance, 9 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .206 against Torrance, who's pitched pretty well this year, besides a couple home run pitches. I thought we might see Shipman and Giles and Essman do a little switcheroo, because I don't think Marley Giles has caught Torrance in a game this year, but Patrick Murphy keeping the freshman out there behind the plate and Shipman over there at first base, so Essman moves into the DP slot to remain available to hit.
Lauren Essman went 4 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run of his earned, no walks, and a strikeout. 61 pitches, 38 strikes. Responsible for the runner on first as Faith Alexander takes the first pitch low for ball 1.
And Tom, this goes back to what we were discussing a lot about opening weekend. The issue for Alabama against Lehigh was when new pitchers came in, they didn't get out of situations where runners were on base from the previous pitcher.
The 1-0 misses high, 2 balls and no strikes. Alexander 1 for 2, singled in the first and had an RBI fielder's choice in the second. Tied up at 1. Both teams with 4 hits in the ball game. Kennesaw's committed an error, and both teams have left 3 runners on base. The 2-0. The called strike, but Giles can't handle it, and heading to second is Hardiman on the pass ball.
Let's go around the horn scoreboard update-wise. Bottom 6 in Austin. Texas leads Virginia Tech 5-2. Bottom 5 in Tallahassee. Florida State leads Florida Gulf Coast 4-2. Top 5 in Athens. Georgia leads Cal Baptist 1-0. And in Tampa, no score, Tennessee USF.
The 2-1 is line. Prangy knocks it down, makes the throw, but pulls Shipman off the bag with the throw. And now runners are on the corners with 1 out. There's a liner to third. Shipman didn't catch it cleanly, knocked it down, and it looked like her foot slid as she threw, and it caused the throw to be errant. And that's going to be an E5, putting runners on the corners and 1 out.
I thought it was about to be a really impressive play. Prangy got that throw away so fast.
Stella Henry steps in. The first pitch misses inside for ball 1. Henry is 0 for 1, lined out in the third, and put down a sacrifice in the first.
Through 1 at the Mary Nutter. Oregon State, Missouri scoreless. Bottom 2, Oklahoma leading Texas A&M 4-0.
The 1-0, bunted at and missed. Taking off and stealing second is Alexander without a throw. So now runners are on second and third with 1 out, and a 1-1 count on Stella Henry.
Last one, Tom. Top 1 just underway. Arizona and Arkansas in Fayetteville. 3rd time they'll play this weekend.
The 1-1 pitch. A little bit high. 2-1.
Wondering if we might see Henry go back to the bunt. Try a little squeeze situation here, perhaps.
Infield is playing in. The 2-1. Slap foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Torrance looks in. The 2-2 is high, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Both Montana Fouts and Alex Salter are in the Alabama bullpen. Of course, one of them probably starting the next game. The 1-1, or excuse me, the 3-2 is popped up, foul. We'll do it again, 3-2. We're tied at 1.
Yes. It's okay. There's a lot of symmetry on the scoreboard right now.
Again, aesthetically pleasing. Everybody with 1 run on 4 hits and 1 error.
Which is fun for us in a way, but also not at all.
But also
what the plan was.
Would like to be up by much more. Payoff pitch again. Swing and a miss, went too far around. It's strike 3, and there's 2 away.
Henry could not help herself. Torrance comes a little bit up and away. I think that was ball 4. And Henry, like I said, just couldn't stop that bat. Big time K for Torrance as she tries to get out of this inning.
First strikeout of the day by Torrance. And that'll bring up Taylor Cates, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. Alabama trying to get out of this inning, stranding a couple of runners. The first pitch. Called strike.
And if you're Kennesaw State, this is exactly who you want up. Taylor Cates, preseason all-conference, 2-time first-team All-ASUN, came into this game 5th in the conference in OBP. She's been their producer. She's got a chance here.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, that one got away from Torrance.
They threw back to just the normal throwback from Torrance. Got past her. And the go-ahead run comes in for Kennesaw. I looked down. I didn't even see it, Greg. Gray, what happened?
Well, Giles was trying to throw it back to Torrance and just short-armed it. It scuttled under the glove of Jayla and right back up the middle. And I'll be honest, Alabama's kind of lucky only 1 run came in. But that is the sloppiness that you want to avoid for sure. Just a totally preventable error committed by Giles there, who've been pretty sharp all day until that point.
Alexander moved to 3rd. The 0-2 pitch is high, 1-2. So 2 errors in the inning have allowed a run to come in to score. This is eerily similar to Wednesday. The 1-2 pitch, just a bit outside, 2-2.
Man, and what a bummer it'll be if Torrance retires Cates right here. I mean, I haven't seen that before in the 7 years we've been sitting in this room together, Tom.
2-2, fouled away. Moving in 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, runner on 3rd. Kennesaw leads at 2-1. The 2-2 pitch is a liner to center. Jordan Stevens is right there to make the catch for out number 3, and that was really good defensive positioning by Alabama. Ball went right to Jordan Stevens in that right center field gap.
Yeah, and I think again kind of aided by the wind. That one did not dive as much as it looked like it might off the bat, but you're exactly right. Perfect positioning for Stevens. Good film work by the Tide coaches, but after that costly mistake, it's now up to the offense to answer.
In the top of the 5th inning for Alabama, 1 run on 1 hit. There was 2 Crimson Tide errors and 1 runner left on base. We stretch in Tuscaloosa, head to the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 Kennesaw here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Thinking of a new Jeep? Think Tuscaloosa Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Alabama's new and pre-owned Jeep headquarters. There's over 35 Jeep Wranglers available starting at $14,995. Lifted Jeeps, 2-door Jeeps, 4-door Jeeps, Sport Rubicons, and more. Not a Jeep guy or gal? They've got trucks, sports cars, all available at Tuscaloosa Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Alabama's Jeep headquarters, Ram truck headquarters, and of course a great selection of SUVs and sports cars. Online at TuscaloosaCDJR.com.
If you have green fields in Pickens County, stop by Sullivan Supply in Reform for the supplies you need to plant. They have Supreme brand seeds and Triple 13 fertilizer. They also have bulk and bagged corn, Moultrie deer feeders, shooting houses, and camo. Sullivan Supply also has a full line of hardware and lumber on hand. Get your green fields ready for deer season with the help of Sullivan Supply. Open Monday through Saturday on Highway 82 in Reform. Call 375-9678.
This is Alabama Softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
The fifth inning is presented by Onward Reserve. Onward Reserve is the official apparel provider of the Crimson Tide Sports Network for all the great gear this year. Visit onwardreserve.com for all your golf and game day apparel. Live authentically with Onward Reserve. We're stretching in Tuscaloosa as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Kennesaw State answers Alabama's run in the bottom of the fourth to take the 2-1 lead. Due up for the Tide here in the home half of the fifth. Giles, Hensley, and Cahalan. 8-9-1 against Melanie Bennett. Actually, it's going to be a pinch hitter. Emma Broadfoot will lead things off, and the first pitch is popped up, foul ground, and it will get down for strike one as Giles unfortunately had the error that allowed the go-ahead run to come in, and Patrick Murphy going to the bench.
And going to the North Alabama transfer, Emma Broadfoot, who's 3 for 17 this year with 3 RBIs, a homer, 5 runs scored, has faced Kennesaw before.
Fouls this one away, 0-2.
In her career back with UNA against the Owls, Broadfoot was 3 for 13 with a couple doubles, a walk, and 3 Ks. And now again, it's just all about answering here in this game. Bennett has thrown a little bit more inside than Alabama was expecting. Got to make that adjustment.
The 0-2 is inside. This is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Not only is she thrown inside, she's about to just now throw her 50th pitch of the game in the fifth inning. So not making her work very much as this Alabama offense. The 1-2, Broadfoot waits on that one and fouls it off. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Around the horn yet again. 2 7th-inning home runs for Virginia Tech has tied it up at 5 in Austin against the Texas Longhorns.
Wow. Another 1-2. Broadfoot fouls back to rise ball. 1-2. Final line for Essman. 4 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. No walks and a strikeout. 61 pitches, 38 strikes.
I didn't think she pitched that poorly. Just kind of had some bad luck, honestly.
1-2. Broadfoot with a ground ball to first on the second hop. Shamaiko's there. She makes the stop and steps on the bag for out number 1. So 1 out now for Faith Hensley. She was hit by a pitch her first time up. First pitch. Oh, hit her again. That one came in, that hit her right on top of the head. She'll head down to first.
I love Faith.
I've never seen someone more happy to get hit by a pitch.
She was like,
Hensley.
Whatever. You know, just kind of like shrugged it off. I could practically hear her smiling up here as she ran down to Allison Habits over at first. But you know what? By hook or by crook, Tom, you got to get a base runner. And Hensley wears it like a champ.
So Hensley is on first. 1 out. Kinley Cahalan is now 3 for 3 as that one's down to left field. So once again, Kinley goes opposite field, 3 for 3 on the day. And the Tide now has runners on first and second with 1 out.
And so now you're asking your stars to step up, right? This is the opportunity for Prangy and Shipman. They did not come through in a similar situation early in the game when they had first and second 1 out.
It's the exact same situation. A hit by pitch and a single have put runners on first and second with 1 out.
So what adjustment do you make this time against Bennett?
First pitch to Ashley Prangy is high for ball 1. Prangy 0 for 2 with a foul out and a fly out in the 3rd inning in that position.
She's been a little bit under Bennett's pitches thus far, so. Well, what happened? Oh, Patrick Murphy calling timeout. That's what happened.
Faith Hensley started to run that way. Patrick Murphy was like, nope, I don't need to talk to you. Only Ashley Prangy.
Get away.
Get away from me. Prangy, who by her standards has been a little bit cold here. Second half of Clearwater and into this week. So it'll be a great time to get things turned back around. The 1-0 is high, 2-0. She does still lead the team in both home runs and RBIs. Would really have to get into one to get one out of here today.
Yeah, so you're looking to line something. Hensley's got good speed at second.
2-0 is high, and looked like they were going to throw back behind Hensley at second. Might have been trying to, but Melanie Bennett caught the ball. Counts out 3-0 on Prangy.
And interesting, none of these pitches have been competitive. Bennett staying away from Prangy here.
3-0. Misses low for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Ashley Prangy now loads the bases with 1 out for Allie Shipman.
And so the job here, something in play to the outfield. If you want to get a base hit, that would be spectacular. But anything to bring in Hensley here with 1 out in this bottom of the 5th. If it's an out, it's got to be productive.
This would be a great time for one of those Allie Shipman doubles in the gap. First pitch is a liner into the gap, all the way to the wall. 1 run will score. Here comes Prangy. She rounds third. She will score as well. A 2 RBI double by Allie Shipman gives the Crimson Tide the 3-2 lead.
Allie Shipman going full Madison on that double to the gap. First pitch, Tom, you called it again. The reverse jinx, I guess, in the booth continues to rock and roll. Bennett left it over the middle. Shipman made her pay, clearing the bases.
They shortchanged her. There were 3 runners on. All 3 came in to score. It's now 4-2. As Callie Hedlund steps in. The first pitch is high for ball 1. I was too busy making the RBI double to happen to realize how many runs came in. You're welcome.
And how about another response by this team? Now 5 of 17 and answering back.
1-0. Hedlund swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again for Shipman. Now 6 doubles on the year and 8 runs driven in. So that one comes in high, 2-1.
Yeah, she already entered this game top 5 in the SEC in 2-baggers, so just climbing up that list.
Two-1. Hedlund pops it straight up back behind home plate, and it will get out of play about a row deep back behind the backstop. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, runner on second. Alabama with a 4-2 lead off a bases clearing 3 RBI double by Allie Shipman. She stands on second.
And again, how did it happen? The hit by pitch, a first pitch single by Cahala, and a walk from Prangy. And then came the timely hit.
The 2-2. Tie, 3-2.
Just got a text from our friend Madison Shipman laughing about the full Madison comment. Allie did say last week she was turning into her sister, which is not a bad thing.
As I said, your sister was a 3-time All-American. That's good. Payoff pitch to Hevlin. Is high for ball 4. She's not an All-American for her trivia knowledge.
Oh, no.
But
I'm sorry, Madison.
I tied her, so what am I saying?
That's right. I'm just out here flummoxing everybody.
So runners now on first and second. Still just 1 out as Larissa Pruitt steps up. Pruitt 0 for 1. Rounded out in the second and put down a sacrifice in the 4th. First pitch. Ooh, that's hammered to right, and that's going to get all the way to the wall. Shipman will round third. She'll come in to score. And also rounding third and sliding in just ahead of the tag is Hevlin, and that's a 2 RBI triple by Larissa Pruitt as the Crimson Tide has busted this open here in the 5th inning. With 5 runs in, it's now 6-2 Crimson Tide. The fan club rejoices.
Beautiful from Pruitt. Just gets a pitch that she's able to pull left over the white from Bennett. I do want to credit Cooper and Wright. A heck of a relay to make that a tight play at the plate for Callie Hevlin, but she was on her horse, a potentially newly minted green light girl. And I'll tell you what, Tom, Patrick Murphy is seeing his offense do what he talked about in the pregame interview, pass the baton. This is a great example of what he wanted to see from his offense here tonight. It took a little bit longer than I'm sure he wanted, but it's finally come against Bennett.
Pass the baton, put up a crooked number, and now we're seeing a meeting in the circle. It might be the end of the day for Bennett. We've seen a couple of people warming up in the Kennesaw bullpen right now out there. Lindsey Kite is in the bullpen. It looks like they're going to stick with Bennett. 5 runs on 3 hits so far in the inning, including a double and a triple.
They've nearly hit for the inning cycle here in this 5th.
A home run here from Jordan Stevens would do it, Greg.
We've seen her do that before in the Bama Bash. Did that a season ago to walk off Middle Tennessee in a run roll.
First pitch. Fouled away. First strike 1. Stevens 1 for 1, singled in the second, and had a sacrifice fly RBI in the 4th. The 0-1 is in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Still just 1 out. Alabama's already put up a 5 spot here in the 5th. Take the 6-2 lead. The 1-1. Stevens hammers this one to right. On the run, making the catch is Cooper, but tagging up and coming in to score is Pruitt. And that's another sacrifice fly RBI for second of the day for Stevens, and Alabama leads it 7-2.
How about Jordan Stevens? Have a day. Another deep fly out to right, I think on a regular day, Tom, without the wind blowing in. That bad boy at least gets to the wall. But here in this case, it did exactly what Alabama needed, and man, what an inning.
As Lauren Essman now steps in. Now the DP, as that one misses inside for ball 1. Essman's 0 for 2, popped into a double play in the second, ground out in the 4th. As Alabama leads it 7-2. The 1-0. Essman 2-hopper to first. Stop made by Schmako. She'll step on the bag, and that'll do it for the Tide here in the 5th inning. But Alabama responds, and responds big time as they get 6 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and no runners left on base. We played 5. It's Alabama 7, Kennesaw State 2 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hello there. My name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan. makes Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you know you're going to get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Yellowhammer Brewing is proud to sponsor the Alabama Crimson Tide. Yellowhammer Brewing has been crafting fine beers for the state of Alabama for 12 years running. Their beers include a variety of classic styles, including their latest release, Yellowhammer Gold, a light, easy-drinking American lager. These guys are local and doing great things for their community. You can find their beers at grocery stores, restaurants, and craft beer shops throughout the state. Check them out at yellowhammerbrewing.com. Make your next pint of Yellowhammer and roll Tide.
This is Alabama Softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
The sixth inning is presented by Nuke's Express Cafe. At Nuke's, your food is always made to order in an open kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Visit them locally on University Boulevard or order online at Nukes.com. Nukes is a proud supporter of Alabama softball. We head to the top of the sixth inning. Alabama with a 7-2 lead over Kennesaw. Due up for the Owls here in the sixth. Bailey Cooper and Jamaica against Jayla Torrance back out for her second inning, her first full inning of relief here in the sixth. And Alabama grade, the offense really exploded there in the fifth inning.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw the adjustments made against Bennett. And again, as Patrick Murphy talked about, just passing the baton. In that inning, it went like this. Hit by pitch, single, walk, double, walk, triple, sac fly.
Bailey will lead things off. She's 0-for-2 with a ground out and a strikeout. The first pitch, called strike. Again, the first of two for Alabama here today. Alabama and Southeast Louisiana coming up next. 30 minutes following the conclusion of this one. The 0-1, waved out a missed 0-2. Kennesaw has their day come to an end after this one. Earlier, they dropped a 1-0 decision in 10 innings to Indiana State. The 0-2 is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Couple of changes defensively for Alabama. Emma Broadfoot now at first base. Allie Shipman's behind home plate. The 1-2 fouled away. We'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Scoreboard update from the Mary Nutter. Bottom 3, Oklahoma leading Texas A&M 4-3. Aggies are out hitting the Sooners 4-3, but alas, that is not what determines the game. It's the runs. Also, Arizona now leading Arkansas. Bottom 2, 1-0 in Fayetteville.
The 1-2 is in the dirt, 2-2. Sure, when Courtney Deifel was envisioning today, she wasn't thinking that she was going to have to play Arizona right after you played an 11-inning game with Drake.
Yeah, had to bring in Shanice Dells to close that one out. And so they've turned to Callie Turner here in this game, trying to win 2 out of 3 against the Wildcats.
The 2-2 is a 1-hopper to short. Cahalan has it, makes the throw for out number 1.
Did you see how quickly she was able to read that hop, Tom? I mean, we've talked about the athleticism for the 17-year-old all year long, but that was just lightning fast. A very quick adjustment to what could have been kind of a freaky hop on that play from Bailey.
Such a great all-around game for Cahalan. You can see why she was going to be the #1 recruit in next year's class. As Kiara Cooper steps in, the first pitch is in there for a called strike. Instead, she reclassified, came in a year early, and has been just vital to Alabama this year. I'm happy she made that decision to reclassify.
I'm fine with it.
The 0-1 fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes. Cooper's 1 for 2, singled and scored in the second. A fly out in the fourth. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3, got her on the rise, and there's 2 gone.
And this is really big for Jayla Torrance as well, confidence-wise. After giving up that weird run in the 5th, yes, it's charged to Esmond, but Torrance was in the circle then. You know, the offense backed her up, and now she can pitch cool, calm, and collected. And so far, no sign of nerves here in this 6th inning. Again, barring some weird balls put in play, I think the pitching's been pretty good today.
Caroline Shimeko steps in. The first pitch misses inside for ball 1. Tomorrow, Alabama plays Indiana State at 11. We'll be on the air at 10:50, followed by another matchup with Sela. And then Sunday, Alabama Kennesaw State wrap things up at 1. Right. 1-0, fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is game 2 of a 13-game homestand for the Crimson Tide.
You mean we don't have to go anywhere for a while?
Pitching a tent, hanging out.
Keep that equipment plugged in, Tom.
Yes. The 1-1, swung on and missed, 1-2.
And as we talked about, Tom, you know, the one thing Torrance has kind of struggled with has been allowing the home run ball. That's going to be really hard to get today with that wind coming in as hard as it is. It's maybe calmed down right now more than it has all night, but still not home run conditions here in Tuscaloosa this evening.
Tide still put up 7 runs. The 1-2. Rise ball high, 2-2. Negre, a 13-game homestand. Alabama hosts Southern Miss in the midweek, and then it'll be the Crimson Classic next weekend. A midweek matchup with Western Michigan, and then they travel to UAB before going to Texas. The 2-2 popped up, foul. We'll do it again, 2-2.
And I know you have been itching for that trip to Austin.
Oh, yes. We made it about a quarter of the way there.
So close.
A couple of years ago.
But we will be stopping at that Nukes on
Of
our
course.
way.
Which brings you the 6th inning.
Yes.
It's amazing it all comes together.
Ah, yes.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Torrance back-to-back strikeouts. And it's a 1-2-3 inning pitched by Torrance here in the 6th.
Boy, she is looking really, really good. I talked about it earlier. I think that ERA that she's got does not accurately reflect how well she's pitched this year. And so far, so good here in relief.
For the Owls here in the 6th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left. We move to the bottom of the 6th. It's 7-2 Alabama here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hudson Food Fine Jewelers has been helping people celebrate special moments for over 35 years.
We celebrate them with the world's most carefully selected diamonds, Forevermark diamonds.
Less than 1% of the world's diamonds are worthy of the Forevermark inscription, a promise of beauty, rarity, and responsible sourcing.
We have a fantastic selection of diamonds and mountings. Whether you're looking for an engagement ring or an anniversary gift, celebrate it with us.
And we will celebrate with you for a lifetime with our free lifetime warranty. Hudson Food Fine Jewelers in downtown Tuscaloosa.
When the game is over and it's time to return home, make it something you're proud of. New Floors to Go offers some of the finest selection of flooring. Just like Alabama Athletics, we don't settle for average. We offer the best products and services. At New Floors to Go, no project is too small or too large. New Floors to Go does everything from residential remodels to new construction and large commercial flooring projects. New Floors to Go is locally owned and operated and ready to serve you. New Floors to Go.
You're listening to Alabama Softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Alabama with a 7-2 lead over Kennesaw State. The 6th inning is presented by Nukes Express Cafe. At Nukes, your food is always made to order in an open kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Visit them locally on University Boulevard or order online at nukes.com. Nukes is a proud supporter of Alabama softball. Due up for the Tide here in the 6th inning. It'll be Broadfoot, Hensley, and Cahalan against a new pitcher for the Owls. As Melanie Bennett will give way to the new Owl pitcher, and it is the lefty senior, Lindsey Kite.
Kite on the year, a 4.67 ERA, 1-3 record. This is her 6th appearance. 18 innings, 23 hits, 17 runs, 12 earned, 7 walks, 10 Ks. Opponent hitting .295 against Kite. Give you the scouting report after this first pitch.
You know, Broadfoot steps in. She grounded out her first time up, and the first pitch is inside for ball 1.
Not a ton of velocity for Kite. Mid to high 50s curve. She'll work into the righty. She can go in and out to the lefties, rise a little bit down sometimes.
Outside 2-0.
Can mix speeds a bit, but it's about a 8 to 9 mile per hour difference from Bennett on Kite's fastest stuff versus what Alabama was already seeing.
2-0. Broadfoot lines this one foul. 2-1. Broadfoot came in last inning, placing Marley Childs in the batting order. Made the first out to lead off the 5th, but then Alabama batted around that inning. A 2-1. Just misses high. 3-0. Final line for Melanie Bennett. She went 5 innings, giving up 7 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. 71 pitches and 45 strikes thrown by the senior Bennett. Was pitching real well until that 5th. 3-1 is popped up on the infield first base side. Now giving way is the first baseman to Hardiman, the second baseman. She makes the catch for out number 1. Up Faith Hensley, who has been hit by a pitch twice. Scored in the 5th inning. The first pitch puts a nice bunt down. It checks up. Kite will make the throw. It's not going to be in time. It gets away from Hardiman, and Hensley will head to second. Nice hustle play by Faith Hensley there. Just a beautiful bunt that spun back like a pitching wedge. Kite made the stop with a bare hand and just wasn't real steady when she made the throw.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That thing landed on the green and rolled back towards the pin for Hensley, and Kite was all out of sorts. It was going to be a tough throw anyway because she's a lefty.
First pitch is high and away to Kinley Cahalan, who's 3 for 3 with a double, 2 singles, and a run scored. So Hensley does get a single there, and the error moves her to second. The 1-0, low and inside, 2-0.
Anderson has moved up a good bit out there and left.
The 2-0 is high, 3 balls and no strikes.
Makes sense. Cahalan was basically pulling the old Alyssa Brown chip shot with those singles out to left. But we know how much pop she has, so got to be careful when you make those defensive adjustments against the freshman.
Yeah, she moved in and could easily get it knocked over her head now. 3-0 instead is going to be low and inside for ball 4. Cahalan draws the 4-pitch walk. Runners now on first and second with 1 out. And Ashley Prangy stepping to the plate. Alabama leads it by 5. So Prangy does represent would be the game-ending run.
If she wants to try it into the teeth of that wind.
First pitch. It gets away from the catcher and heading up 60 feet are both runners on the wild pitch.
You know, Tom, we've played the game before where we said, oh, it's too windy. There's no way anybody can hit a home run in this wind.
Yes.
And then it happened. That's the end of the story.
That's right. That's correct. The 1-0. Prangy takes a called strike, 1-1. Pitch hits the outside corner, 1-2. A home run here would not get us back on schedule, but it would get us a lot closer than where we are right now. The 1-2. Ooh, just misses. It was a little further outside and maybe a little bit higher than the last one. So 2-2 the count.
I like that pitch call by Kennesaw State and by Kite. Just got the call. You know, why not try and get a swing from Prangy right there? But the graduate disciplined at the plate.
The 2-2 pitch. And that's a ground ball to short. It eats up the shortstop. One run will score. And here comes the second run. Two are in. And it's 9-2 Crimson Tide. Hard hit ball. The infield was playing in. And Alexander tried to backhand that one and had to go upper arm into left field. Both Cahalan and Hensley score. You see a pinch runner now for Prangy on first as Kay Gidley goes out to run. And Allie Shipman will step to the plate.
When you put the ball in play, good things happen. It is officially a 2 RBI single for Prangy. And you're exactly right, Tom. Because of the positioning that Alexander had over at short, that ball got to her so quickly, kind of took a nasty hop as well. And Anderson was playing decently deep over in left, so it was a long run to come and collect it. Patrick Murphy was sending Cahalan immediately all around. That one just worked out for the Crimson Tide, and now you're on the cusp of a run rule in a game where you were trailing going to the bottom of the 5th.
2 more RBIs for Prangy. She now leads the team with 13 runs driven in. And Allie Shipman, who had the 3 RBI double her last time up, has a chance to end it. First pitch is high and inside for ball 1. 1 for 3 on the day with that 3 RBI double and run scored in the 5th. One out. Called strike. 1-1. After going scoreless the first 3 innings, tied with a run in the 4th, 6 in the 5th, and 2 in the 6th so far.
They just had to get past my play-by-play inning.
Right. That's what it was. The 1-1. Shipman grounds this one to short. Alexander has it, makes the underhand throw to second to get 1. Can't turn the double play. Doesn't really hit hard enough for that. Shipman's on first. On the fielder's choice, and there's 2 gone. Callie Hevlin. Hevlin's 1 for 2. Struck out in the 1st, singled and scored in the 4th, walked and scored in the 5th. First pitch right in there for a strike. 9-2 Alabama. Tied out hitting Kennesaw State now 9-4. Both teams have committed 2 errors. Kennesaw's left 4 runners on to Alabama's 3. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled away. 0-2. The 0-2. Evelyn fouls it off. We'll do it again.
Scoreboard updates, Tom. Bottom 8, Virginia Tech leading Texas 6-5, but they're doing ITB, so Texas has a runner on. In Tallahassee, 7-2 Florida State over Florida Gulf Coast. Top 5 in Athens, Georgia still clinging to a 1-0 lead on Cal Baptist. Tennessee up 3-0 on USF, bottom 5 in Tampa.
The 0-2, that's fouled off. That hit Hevlin. Somewhere around the stomach or chest. That one really came inside on her. She's okay. We'll do it again. 0-2. Hevlin skies this one to left center. Now ranging over in the gap and making the catch is Henry for out number 3 to retire the side. So Alabama can't get the run rule, but here in the 6th inning gets 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on base. We move to the top of the 7th inning, the last chance for Kennesaw. It's 9-2 Crimson Tide here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Lear Field.
And the pitch.
A swing so powerful it takes our breath away.
Whoa, what a grab.
A double play that has us high-fiving strangers, swaying together with every take me out to the ball game. and the rally that brings us to our feet as one. At Alabama Power, we believe that sharing 9 innings of baseball makes us a better community. It's a powerful spirit that energizes the communities we serve. It's power for a better Alabama. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 65 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama softball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
This is Alabama Softball on MeTV FM 97.5.
We head to the top of the 7th inning, the last chance for Kennesaw State. Alabama with a 9-2 lead over the Owls. Due up for Kennesaw here in the 7th. It's 7-8-9, Deputy Anderson and Hardiman facing Jayla Torrance back out to try to finish things off. In relief for the Crimson Tide, one change out in the field for Alabama. Abby Dukeshire is your new second baseman, replacing Callie Hevlin. The 7th inning is presented by Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa. Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is more than fast and more than signs. Request a free quote from Fast Signs for all your business visibility needs. Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide softball. Torrance got a shutdown inning last inning, getting the Owls 1-2-3 before the Tide added a couple more in the bottom of the 6th. And now Stacey Deputy leading things off. First pitch is cued to first where Broadfoot's there. She collects it, steps on the bag, and 1 pitch, 1 out.
That's nice and easy. He'll take that. Deputy was probably hoping that that would roll foul, but play super easy for Broadfoot over at first.
That will bring up Mary Gregg Anderson. She's 0 for 2 with a pop out and a ground out. Never got an at-bat as a member of the Crimson Tide in her short stay in 2020. The first pitch is outside for ball 1.
Was it not a short stay for all of us in 2020?
It was. The 1-0 pitch. Right in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. One out, nobody on here in the 7th. The 1-1 comes in high, 2 balls and 1 strike. And the Bama Bash continues next. Roughly 30 minutes following the conclusion of this one. It'll be Alabama and Sela.
The undefeated Southeastern Louisiana Lions, one of the last 8.
That one's a 1-hopper to third. Prangy's there. The throw in plenty of time for out number 2. And the Owls down to their final out.
Good stretch, too. That throw was not on the money for Prangy. It was a little bit wayward, but Broadfoot able to get out there and make the catch. And you know, it's a good reminder at how well she has taken to that position. Did not play a ton of first, really at all, at North Alabama, but was moved over there here because Patrick Murphy wanted her in the lineup, and she really has just figured out how to play that position well.
So the last chance for Kennesaw State is Ty Hardiman. She's 1 for 1. First pitch fouled back for strike 1. Was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning and singled and scored in the 5th. Quickly things can change. That run by Hartman gave Kennesaw a 2-1 lead in that 5th inning. Feeling good, and then the Tide scored 6 in the home half of the 5th. The 0-1 to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike.
One more scoreboard update. Final in Austin, a come-from-behind win for Virginia Tech, 6-5 over Texas. Hokies really needed that. They did not look super strong in Clearwater last weekend.
The 1-1. Hardman fouls it away, 1-2, and Kennesaw's down their final strike. The 1-2, right down the middle, called strike 3, and that will do it. Another 1-2-3 inning pitch by Jayla Torrance finishes it up. Your final score, Alabama 9, Kennesaw State 2. With a win, Alabama improves to 8-2 on the year. Kennesaw falls to 3-8, and the game, like we said, Gray, really just turned on a dime there in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, if you followed this game, it didn't feel like a strong Alabama win, but statistically it kind of was. You know, you had the 9 hits, you hit well above 350 with both runners on and runners in scoring position. You got the timely pitching from Torrance. Besides a few defensive snafus, this is a pretty sound game from the Crimson Tide, and they made the adjustments at the plate against Bennett to get that big inning.
Winning pitcher for the Crimson Tide is Jayla Torrance. She's now 2-1. Melanie Bennett takes the loss. She's now 2-2. Overall, in the game, it was 9 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors, 4 left for Alabama, 2 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors, and 4 left for Kennesaw State. We'll take a timeout, come back with the Yellowhammer Brewing post-game report after this here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Home is where you want it to be in your new RV from Burton Campers and Calera.